Thank you very much. So in Canada, once we got our patient advocacy group going and established, I had a bright idea. I looked to the MPN Research Foundation and thought, why don't we have something like this in Canada? Because Canadians, when we donate money, we can receive a tax receipt towards our income taxes for charitable causes. But when we donate outside of the country, we're unable to get a tax receipt to take off on our tax return. So I looked to the MPN Research Foundation as the model and started the Canadian MPN Research Foundation, which will go live at the end of September this year. So when looking at this, I had to ask why. Why do we need this? Why do we need this in Canada? What will benefit Canadians who have an MPN for doing our own research in Canada? So in 2016, I did create the shell of the organization because I wanted to make sure that we had it legal and registered with our government agencies. I asked why did we need to create it? Well, we wanted to get dollars for research. We wanted to have a significant impact in finding that cure, finding that treatment option, and we wanted to have that in Canada. So the MPN Research Foundation in Chicago is doing great work, but again, Canadians are limited in donating dollars, and we wanted those dollars to stay in Canada. And when I had spoken with the leader of the MPN Research Foundation, Bob Rosen, a while back, he had said he thought about establishing a Canadian arm, but there was a lot of red tape and a lot of bureaucracy in establishing that under the MPN Research Foundation, so they had just left it as kind of a wish list. Again, I asked why. Why do we need to do this? So with the MPN Research Foundation, I reached out to them and said, we're creating our own organization. Can we work together? Can we co-create? Can we work in parallel with one another? Can we collaborate? But we need to fund research in Canada. We have a lot of great researchers and we've got a lot of great work going on, so why could we not fund that in Canada? So while working as our own organization, we will work collaboratively with the MPN Research Foundation in Chicago. We'll augment current projects that they have, and we'll also fund new projects. And through ongoing dialogue, communication, and interaction, we'll work very closely with them so that continuing the great work that they are doing and looking forward to do. Ultimately, we see this as getting more funding dollars into research projects for MPNs. Canadian funds will be sourced from government grants, private funders, planned giving, corporate donations and grants, and major events with other agencies, similar to Moving Mountains with Myeloma, Iceland, Kilimanjaro, and we're looking at, I just spoke with Marty Murphy from the Cure Today organization, we're going to do a trek for MPNs in the Canadian Rockies. So that will be next year, and I see my folks in the back, their eyes are popping and going, oh! So yes, we will be doing great things with the Canadian Research Foundation to raise money in Canada for the research of MPNs. And I'm very pragmatic about what we're looking at. If we're looking at another best available therapy, absolutely. If we can't find a cure, I want to make this disease so that it is chronic and a person can live with it for many, many, many years. Again, why are we doing this? Well, we're bringing the MPN community even more closer together in a global aspect, working together to find a cure, better treatment options, and really bringing the whole world together and focusing and not reinventing the wheel in all that we're doing. Why should we reenact and redo everything, the great work that's been done by others? Let's just augment it and work together. So my final thoughts are let's work together to make progress in a cure, more treatment options available, and investing more time and dollars in making people notice. Thank you.